This old versus new, before I've even begun, has already irritated me so much. Accessories to the old figure, I had to go through like 3 bins to finally find it. While I was going through those bins, I knocked over my water, spilling it all over my rug. And then, once I get it out, I try putting the accessories on and one of them breaks. And then while I'm trying to record the video, my audio just decides, hey, we're just gonna stop recording. So... This is the old versus new of the Hasbro Marvel Legends Silver Centurion, the new one here, the Walgreens one, the nice one, just like the new War Machine, and then versus the old Toy Biz Marvel Legends Silver Centurion, the old one, I'm just gonna say it, the old one, like, it has these dumb accessories, and they look really bad. The red paint's really nice, but the accessories are so dumb. I don't understand them. And even the figure under the accessories, the base Silver Centurion, doesn't look any good. Let's just begin, man. Let's begin. Let's cut to the chase. So this is our old Toy Biz Silver Centurion. Right here. And my opinion is that this figure is not really good at all. It's probably my least favorite. Probably out of all of my comic Marvel Legends Iron Man figures, one of, if not my least favorite. I've been so eager for a remake, and I'm so happy we finally got it. So yeah, this is his dumb armor. He had this belt. The connection was so tight, it broke when I tried to release it. It's really rigid. Like, it's not soft at all. It's really... Like, this would snap if I bent it too much. Yeah, that broke. And then he has this armor over him, which it looks really cool, right? And I like how it kind of covers everything but his eyes. But then again, like, why, though? I like the red. I like the wash. It looks good. Toy Biz was always good at what they did. But sometimes what they did just wasn't very good. Let's just get this off. Let's look at it. So you have this neck piece and you have a belt attached to these handles that are multi-hinged. They spent all this effort to multi-hinge the handles. They put all this paint and cool detailing into this rocket that I don't even like. Let me tell you though, I do kind of like the rocket if you take these off. And if you just kind of use these as like stands. It's kind of cool if you want like basically like some sort of like toy approximation of like a Jericho missile. That's actually really cool. That's the only reason I've actually kept it around, is because it's like, hey, it's almost like some sort of Jericho missile thing. It says Stark on it. You know, it looks cool. It looks more like a missile than like a rocket. It looks like it might fire out. I really do like it. I like it on its own, just not on his back. I think it's all the accessories he came with. So here is our figure. Yes, that is supposed to be red. The paint has faded on mine, and now it's kind of like a pink. That's great. His backpack is just flat for the rocket to attach, so that doesn't look any good. Honestly, man, like, for the time, this wasn't a bad figure, but by today's standards, like, you may be saying, oh, but this is the same old as the War Machine, and you kind of praised the War Machine a little bit. Well, yeah, I did a little bit, because... I think the War Machine, like with all the accessories and everything, just did a little bit of a better job than this. Something about the Silver Centurion, I just don't like this figure too much. I've never really been happy with it. I'm like, hey, I've got the Silver Centurion, but at the same time, it's this one. It does have the removable mask, and underneath, yeah. Yeah, I have no comment. If you want to know my opinion on Toy Biz's Tony Stark likenesses, check out my, I think, Comic Iron Man collection video. It's actually pretty popular. Yeah, I mean, you're seeing me toy with the articulation, right? You're seeing me toy with it. It's not too bad. He's got, like, some butterflies. Like, on paper, it's pretty good, but in practice, it's pretty janky. It's the same figure as the War Machine, essentially. You can move the hands up a little bit more for a more convincing repulsor blast. But they still do look a little... He's got some pretty weird, goofy-looking arms. He's got these giant hands. Look at how huge his hands are, dude. Look at how huge his hand is. His hand will cover his face. That hand is huge. Like, just bringing out the new hand from the new figure, just comparing it. Like, it's so big. The new one's just so big, dude. That's not okay. I mean, it's not that much bigger, but it's big enough to notice. That's, that's the main thing. Then his arms are really long, too. Like, they just look so long. I mean, back in the day, man, like, this wasn't bad. But I like the silver paint. I like the weathering on that. I like the red paint. It's very nice and shiny, and the wash on that looks really good. The paint's really good. Except where it faded right there, because it's like a softer... Sometimes paint fades on softer plastics like that. I got it faded, by the way, in the box. This is harder, so, like, that's nice and candy red. I don't know, I do kind of like that look, but at the same time, I might actually display him like that. I don't know, like, because it looks kind of cool, but it kind of make him look a little different to the other one I have. I'm done. I'm done talking about the old one. Old Silver Centurion, not that great. I hate to say it. Like, I usually do these as like, hey, let's see how far toys have evolved over time. But, man, something about that old one. It may also be because I had to go through so much pain and effort to just show it off to you. Like, I'm already suffering over here. Anyways, this is the new one, the nice one. I like this one a lot. This uses the Iron Man 80th Anniversary mold, and if you don't believe me, here he is. You can see it uses the same mold, has a decent amount of the same parts. I'm pretty sure it has the same thighs and knees, different lower legs, different forearms, probably the same shoulders and biceps, same stomach, different chest, different head, and all that. I really do like that, and if you want to see it next to the other helmet, there's the other helmet. So yeah, I mean, that's it definitely adds to the whole kind of, roster there with this new mold, and I really do like that. God, I've just been waiting for a nice Silver Centurion for so long. I'm so happy we got it. So accessories for him. He comes with 2 of these big blast effects. You saw them where they came from with the 80th. You can see that. They were painted on the 80th. They are not on the new one. They're just clear plastic. But you get 2 of those, and they are 3 components. You have the big blast, that effect piece, and you have the beam. So you can combine all those components and make the big boy. Or you could just have the individual boy. Or you also just get 2 extra beams. You just have 2 extra beams. If you just rather have a beam, or maybe if you would want, say, let's take these and just say put the beam in the middle. These can go on the feet, and then say the smaller one could go in the hand. You could do that. That's an option. Or you could, say, take the more full set, put those in the feet, maybe put just the normal singular beam in the hand. You could do that. You have options, and I like that. However, one thing that bugs me, I'm not a fan of this. The 80th figure also did not have the hinge in the hand, and unfortunately that is retained with the Silver Centurion. I really liked the hinged hands. They started bringing them back, but unfortunately with Silver Centurion, if you want his hand open, it's always going to look like that. I honestly like it when Iron Man figures can have the open hand, but facing down, so you can have like more natural poses. But hey, you do get 2 of those, so you can do double repulsor, and you do get 2 fists. Me personally, I might I have a lot of Iron Man figures already with repulsor effects on my shelf. Where'd the fist go? I might just have this one with 2 fists, because I actually really like the look of that. And they swap pretty easy. So yeah, there's the accessories on him. I mean, they're pretty good. They're just beams and hands, and that's kind of all you really need. Unfortunately, though, I do have one. It's not really like a complaint. It's just like a disappointment, I guess. I love the 80th anniversary Tony Stark head sculpt, right? And I love putting it on other figures. Unfortunately, this Iron Man, how he's engineered, his neck and his head are one singular piece. So if you were to pop that off, you don't have a neck. So you can't put a head on a body without a neck. So this guy can't have a Tony head. He's just stuck as he is, which is unfortunate. But at the same time, I can live with it. It's no biggie. It looks nice. I understand why they did it. It's kind of like the aesthetic of the Silver Centurion. It definitely makes him look very classic comic booky, and I love that. Like, he looks so cool. He looks like he's ready to face off against Ironmonger. Epic. Man, it's really cool. I really do like this thing. The articulation is the same amazing articulation from the 80th figure. You have, except on the neck, you just have a big old ball peg, which gives you a lot of range. A lot of up, decent amount down, good side to side. Shoulders up, they rotate. The shoulder pads do follow it, which is really good. Kind of like the War Machine. Bicep, you have good elbows. Even though, be warned, on mine, this elbow is paint stuck, because that's silver paint and that's the hinge. This bottom elbow was completely paint stuck. Completely. It needed basically surgery for it to be freed. Thanks to my brother for doing that, because I also need to shout out my brother's girlfriend for getting this for me. Thank you so much. She has been my my saving grace for getting these Iron Man figures this year. She's helped me out with like 3 of them so far. She helped me with 2020, this one, and War Machine. So thank you very much. But yeah, this is pretty good articulation for what you'd expect with an Iron Man. I mean, it's really good. What can I say? It's just a really superb figure. I love it so much. I'm just so happy we finally have a really nice Silver Centurion. It looks so great. And then you just bring in the old one and you're like, oh my gosh. Like, look at the arms. Like, look at the length. You see what I'm talking about? They just look too long. And I think I don't know why he's such a proportional mess. I think it's because, like, look at the heights. He's shorter, right? And his legs are shorter as a result. So his legs look short and his arms look long. And he kind of looks like some sort of, like, weird ape man in an Iron Man armor. And, man. Oh, jeez. Funny thing is, though, like, I'm such an Iron Man diehard, I still would have bought this even if this came out, even if I had this first. I still would have gone back and bought that. Oh, man. Here's the back of the new one, especially compared to the old one. I mean, I gotta say, the only good thing that the old one has over the new one is the nice red paint. That paint looks great. This is just red plastic. Still looks good. Not as good, but still looks good. He's got this really nice silver paint, though. And his silver paint, while it's nice, it's dirty. And it doesn't really emphasize the silver. It's more like dirty metal Centurion. But this is Silver Centurion, so he looks really great. And I mean, especially next to the 80th Iron Man. Like, especially next to that. He just looks so good. I can't wait to have him on the shelf next to him. I just love this Alex Ross helmet so much. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't use the other one. I just use the Alex Ross one. I just prefer that helmet. Ah, jeez. So there we go. This was a bit of a pain to do, but I got through it. Silver Centurion, everybody. Here we go. New one's great. Old one, unless you're an Iron Man diehard like me, you have absolutely zero reason to buy it or own it now. I'm sure eBay is starting to become a little flooded with them since people probably want to ditch it after they're getting the new one. As someone who often has flown the flag for Toy Biz in the past, Hasbro is definitely superior when it comes to pretty much any Iron Man release they've ever done. Toy Biz, they had a few really good ones, but Hasbro has been killing it with Iron Man. They've done a stellar job. They've made some of my absolute favorite Iron Man action figures, and this Silver Centurion is one of them. This is probably my favorite version of the new mold, and we've had 4 versions already. We've had the 80th, 2020, War Machine, and Silver Centurion. This is probably my favorite, just because I love the Silver Centurion so much. Alrighty, guys, so there we go. Old versus new, obvious winner. Some of these videos, you kind of wonder what the winner might be. It's kind of up for debate. This one is no contest. And in the War Machine video, it's a little more positive, saying it's nice to just take a look at how far action figures have come. But the thing is, this is one of those instances where we've been stuck with that as our only Silver Centurion figure for so long. And it's a crime that it took so long for it to get an update. But I'm happy it got an update when it did, because otherwise it wouldn't have been nearly as good as it is now. Alrighty guys, there we go. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed my video, except, you know, I still have to kind of, you know, get some water off my floor. I got some of it, but I think there's still some. Later guys.